Phil, it's fascinating to hear Olivier Blanchard's thoughts on Russia because the IMF has in fact downgraded Russia's growth forecast for 2014. And what we've seen over the last few weeks is a lot of foreign investors fleeing the country, especially ever since Russia decided to take an excursion into Ukraine.
Trace, what about China? Has the IMF, have they said anything how they see China perhaps playing out later this year?
Well, China is another economy that, all the world leaders watch very closely. Now, the IMF as well as the World Bank say that China's economy is expected to slow this year. IMF in particular predicts China's growth to come in at 7.5% for this year. But Phil, the IMF and the World Bank have also been urging a lot of Chinese officials to switch their economic model. Right now, China's economic model is focused on business investments as well as exports. So they want China to focus more on domestic consumption. Now, speaking of China, let's cross over to China for a second because the 2014 Boao Forum is currently in its second day out of the four-day event, and that Boao Forum focuses brings together political leaders, business leaders, academics, where they talk about things like reform, innovation, as well as sustainable development. CCTV correspondent Yuting is covering the Boao Forum for us, and she's joining us live from Hainan.
Yeah, hello, Tracy. This is the day two of the Boao Forum. The four-day event gathers nearly 3,000 business and political leaders here in Boao. And you know that it's a big event. And the discussions will be focused on reform, innovation, and sustainable growth. And one of the highlights is that there will be a keynote speech addressed by Premier Li Keqiang on China's reform on Thursday. China is the world's second largest economy, and it has already provided a boost to the global economy, and substantial progress has been made in rebalancing its external accounts. But the old growth model have been reliant heavily on investment and credits, resulting the domestic vulnerabilities in financial sector, the local government finances, and also the property market. So earlier we've talked this issue with Edmund Phelps, the Nobel Prize laureate in economic science. He said that whether China can achieve its sustainable growth depends much on its own homegrown creativity and imagination. And he also said that it's going to be a big test for China. Phelps also mentioned that as to many other Asian emerging economies like India, Indonesia, and Japan, they also need structural reform to deepen their reform and also to drive the economy forward. And you know that against this backdrop of the economic slowdown, the Boao Forum has provided a good platform for Asian countries to exchange ideas, build up consensus, and deepen cooperation. Back to you, Tracy.
All right, I'll pick it up from here. Yuting, thank you very much joining us live from Hainan. And of course, Tracy Tandon at the IMF headquarters here in Washington, D.C. Thank you.